Hello, Paula. Welcome
Hi,
to the show. How are you going, Paula?
awesome. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Yes, it's an awesome day. It's been a bit of a, a weird day for me. I've been frazzled and all of that. Personally, business is picking up for the year, which is really good. So that's for both of us, right? So,
Yeah,
um, how was your day, Paula?
I had my hair done, Alex. Do you like the new color?
Oh, beautiful. I do. That's awesome. It's like a
Yeah,
light purple, like a
yes,
silvery light purple. That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
very
it's
cool.
called lavender sparkle or something like that.
All right.
But the darker color is
Yeah.
like a maroon this time, not a
All right.
brown.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I got a bit of purple today. Um,
Beautiful. I didn't
but
even notice that underneath your glasses, and then I was like, "Oh, wow, you actually did." So that's
yeah.
really cool, Paula.
So I
Excellent.
treated myself to my hair today, which was a lovely. Um,
Yes.
and today's energy was really weird for me. I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but I just felt really weird. I had to
Yeah.
actually go and have a bit of a lay down today. Um,
Yeah.
the, the the energy is
Saturday
it's
night.
a portal energy today. So I feel that the energy of this portal was really quite like strong. I woke
Yeah.
up fine, and I reckon it was about 10 o'clock. Hey Sarah, hey Caro,
Charo. Hey, Charo.
hi
And hey,
Charo.
Caleb.
Just gonna find out who else is with us. Hey Caleb. Right, just going to. Where are we?
Yes. Now, welcome to everyone who is present. We're happy to have you here for another Wednesday night, which we both absolutely love and look forward to. So, welcome everyone. We're really excited. We do have three people that we're reading for who have full readings tonight. So, those people are Danny, Susie, and Maria. So, we will be reading for them in a little bit. That's usually about half an hour's time at about 8 p.m. So, we always have a topic, Paula. So tonight's topic, this has come from you. So do you want to talk about this, Paula?
Sure. Sorry. It when What was really funny, Alex, is when I was having my hair done today, my hairdresser and I are like, she's not just my hairdresser. We're really good friends, and we catch up every six
Right,
weeks so she can do my hair. But it's probably more about like actually catching up just to chat, and
right,
it's
yeah,
amazing. Anyway, I sent the
yeah,
message to you before I left to say, "Hey, Alex, show blah blah blah," and then you
hmm,
sent the message saying, "Hey, topic." And so I said, "Oh my goodness, a topic! I need a topic." And it was actually EJ, my hairdresser, and my dear friend that I was the one that said vulnerability. And I'm like, what a great topic. And then she walked out the room
right.
and yelled out from like, because it's at her house, she goes, no, 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 strength in vulnerability.
Oh, beautiful. Right.
So
Okay.
this topic tonight comes from EJ,
Your hairdresser.
my
Awesome.
hairdresser.
So that's beautiful. And she would have felt her way through that. She would have been like, yeah, this is it. Like it just
And
flowed, right?
And it
So
literally came. Like I said, oh my
yeah,
goodness, a topic. And she said straight out vulnerability. And then she walked out. She goes, no, 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 strength and vulnerability. Um, and so I typed it straight to you, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what a great topic. Because one of the things that my beautiful friend, my hairdresser, we actually, when we see it every 6 weeks, we talk about vulnerability. We talk
yeah,
about our jobs, we talk about like our
right.
lives, we talk about so much. And, where we have come from to where we are today. And if it wasn't for being vulnerable in every
100%.
circumstance of my life, then where would I be today? I wouldn't be where I am.
Yeah.
And that
You
was when
you
I'm
would
like,
be
oh my,
where you were like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, right?
yeah,
Um, Not even having started this stuff. So,
nothing. And
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, like, how much strength do we have to be vulnerable?
Yeah.
there's a saying
Good question.
that I absolutely love, Brené Brown. Do you know, have you heard of Brené Brown?
Yes.
Anyway, Brené Brown, she wrote a statement, and she actually talks about it, and that is vulnerability and what's the other one? Oh my God, shame, and
right.
how much if we don't step into vulnerability, then we are staying in like all of those negative emotions. And there was a phrase that she wrote in one of her books that I read years ago, and it basically has stuck with me. And that is something on the lines of, we can stay comfortable or we can be vulnerable.
Yes.
And without
Beautiful.
vulnerability, we will just stay comfortable. But if we
Yeah.
stay comfortable all of our life, is that ever going to give us the strength to be who we are and who we came here to actually be in this lifetime?
No. Almost never. That would be
Yeah,
the case. Yep.
exactly. So, and one of the things that I hear my clients say quite regularly, and that is, but I'm comfortable here, Paula. And I'm like, yes, I understand that. And I said, but you're here because you want to step out of that.
Yeah.
So we have to be vulnerable to step out of comfortability, to step into strength.
Yes. I completely agree.
And
Yeah.
without it, what do we have? Nothing.
Well, nothing. And so, like, you can't really expect to change being the same, of course, right? And so
Mm,
change does come with a kind of discomfort. And, there's, I guess, with this topic, there's going to be a lot of life coaching included and all of that. So,
yeah,
we to be our success, there's lots of obstacles, there's lots of challenges along the way. Brene Brown, actually, she's one of those people. I've seen
yep,
that book in your house. So yes, um, I've got her. I can't remember the book. Daring Greatly, which is one of her
yes,
bigger books. So
yeah,
yes, like I'm well versed on what she has been uh, teaching people on her tours.
yeah.
Um, but
I would love
the
to
thing
be
about
very
it is, oh yeah, right. The thing about it is, it's the obstacle that actually is your path, Paula.
yes, yeah,
And so the thing about it is, it's like a self faith. So you need to vibrate at that next level, and you're not vibrating there yet.
mm,
But you need to just sort of believe in yourself to just show up to that level of vibration. Then all of
yeah,
a sudden you're doing it. Sort
yeah,
of like, I guess, a recent one with me, 15 weeks ago, 16 weeks ago, I started going live. And we've been doing it every single week ever since. So I was actually really scared of it. Scared that I would say something stupid, right? And then, or be embarrassed and like show anxiety or something like that. I was scared of those things. I
yeah,
actually had developed a lot because of my life coaching that I've done for others, right?
mm,
And I realized that I was way past all of that stuff. So
yeah,
sometimes when you actually get to the next level, you actually realize you have a strength that is like so solid and actually already there. You just hadn't even noticed it yet. So
exactly.
yeah, you know what? Everyone has the strength. Like if you've got ambition, you've got an inner strength. If you want to change the world, do it. Awesome.
Yeah,
Go for it.
yeah,
You've got the strength inside of you, right?
yeah, absolutely. And so
And and one
I want to
person
put
can
it.
change the world too. I just have
Oh,
to put that,
absolutely. Yep,
right?
absolutely. So I want to put it out there to our audience tonight, Alex.
Yes.
What does strength and vulnerability mean to you? Number one question. Number
Yep.
two question is, when have you had to step into vulnerability that, like if you've been comfortable and you've had to step into that vulnerability to step out of that comfort zone,
Yep.
and ultimately that's given you like so much strength. So I just want to put it out there to our beautiful viewers tonight. What does strength and vulnerability mean to our audience? Because, you know, I think it's a really huge one, because one of the things that I know for myself that I really struggled with, and that was being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things that we are doing every single week, Alex, is being vulnerable, because
Yes, we are.
we are sharing our vulnerability. We are sharing our message. We're, you know, sharing part of ourselves to, you know, our audience and what have you. And I know that has given both of us a lot of strength by doing that. You know, writing my book. Well, I've put my whole life story in my book. It's now, you know, on Amazon. I had, oh my goodness, like I was so far in my comfort zone for 6 years of not actually pressing that button to make it go live, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm sharing with the whole world my whole entire life. And so to be vulnerable.
Absolutely. And that's actually an interesting side of it. So, you know, the emotional side, because we, I guess, earlier on in this discussion piece, right, we sort of glorified the, you know, the strength and the vulnerability. It can be really harrowing, though, in your emotions, your heart, your gut. It can be really, really harrowing. So sometimes, you know, it's not always right to do this. You know, it's not always appropriate, but you know, when it is, you can share your story maybe to the friends list that you have on social media, and you can say, hey, listen, you know, I've been through this and this and this. Me personally, Paula, I've been to hospital for depression, and I've had spent 2 weeks in the hospital system, and I was severely depressed at the time. And so, you know, I think that this is an appropriate time to mention that. And so, you know, there's another aspect to it as well. You know, the people who are judgmental about it, you know, that this is actually why people are scared. This is why people need the strength for that vulnerability, because they're afraid of being criticized. Most of all from the people that they are closest to, their loved ones, right? And so being vulnerable can actually, in a way, like you need strength in order to do it, which you already have, but then you sort of grow a strength as you do it as well. So you're actually growing your strength through being vulnerable. And the people who, the people who love and adore you and respect your history and what you've gone through, they're going to stay, and the other people can just fall away, Paula. Right?
Absolutely. You're like, and this is the thing, like, but at the time when you're being vulnerable, you don't know that.
No.
And so you've got to have so much strength to actually, you know, step into that vulnerability. So we've got some comments we've got some comments coming through. Needing to put yourself out of your own comfort zone to grow. Thank you very much. I think it takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable, because it is scary and we're open, and so can be hurt. But so much strength comes from being vulnerable, from getting to know ourselves and how we connect with others. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then so many have fallen away from me who need to. And you know what? Like this is part of that vulnerability, because
it is.
you know, sort of, I know that I've said this before, but people come into our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And one of the hardest things to do is to let go, because when we are comfortable with some people, we're like, but that's my comfort. That's, you know, I've got to have that. But what we have to then go into is that vulnerability of knowing and understanding that the friendship has finished its season. It's finished its reason, you know, and to have the strength to let that go. Like I know myself, I have this really massive struggle in my life to let people go, because every time I let people go, I feel abandoned by them. So I've had to do so much work in, you know, letting that go. letting that abandonment go, letting that comfort of they're here for me, but no, they're not.
Yeah, well, in that instance, it's like, why you shouldn't actually be like afraid of letting people go. Like people, when they leave, your awareness, right? You're just not vibing with them. You just
Yeah,
don't need them anymore. It's actually not
yes,
just the universe. It's your soul. It's your guides. Everyone and everything is telling you that you've moved to another level.
yeah,
You don't actually need those people around you. So um,
exactly.
you know, uh, we have, I guess, grown the muscle, Paula. um,
Yeah,
you have had some recent stuff with friends,
yeah,
having to let friends go, and that has really, really affected you. So, and that,
yeah,
because you feel quite deeply, you want lifetime friends. You want
yeah,
friends to be like a family to you, right?
yes,
And that is a beautiful thing. The thing is, like, you are that person.
yeah,
It's you who's that person for others. So
yes,
there's a lot of trust that needs to be, instilled in others for that to come back to you, right?
yeah,
But I see your growth as well, Paula. From when I first met you in 2020, and you
yeah,
you were obviously like a practitioner, but you had this energy about you of like, you didn't define yourself as that yet, and it was like, yeah, it was like you weren't fully there. Your energy was like, well, I sort of belong being read for instead of being the reader, or being healed on instead of being the healer. So I've seen your transformation. No doubt you've seen mine, and it's sort of
yeah,
tough to see it, when you're actually going through it. So,
yeah,
from 2020, actually, when I started doing the fairs, Paula, that was
mm,
very vulnerable. I felt really alone. Deanne from the Adelaide Queen of Wands fair scene. So she invited me in, and she was really awesome. She just from the beginning, right? And I was really, really nervous. So that was me being vulnerable. I just showed up, and I just did my work. Um, yeah, and it really paid off in many different ways.
yeah,
We have grown as so much as people, Paula,
absolutely.
and this is only actually basically the beginning, right?
Yeah,
We've got so much work to do, and
I know.
we love it as well. So
Oh, absolutely. It's
yes,
so exciting.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. I can't think about
Yeah,
doing anything else. So, yes, like the vulnerability. When you do it, you feel so good. You actually feel like a bit invincible afterwards. In 2020, I did a public speaking gig, in front of international students. So that was in front of about 20 or 30 people. And
mm,
yeah, so they paid me to talk about astrology. So I wasn't even like
oh,
a
wow.
huge in astrology, and I was
Yep,
like, okay, but I'm asked to do this and talk about. I was actually reading people's palms there too.
yep,
About 10 minutes each person, and I got to everyone, and yeah, it was awesome in the end. I was really quite nervous with it though. So
yeah. I
I
still I still, Alex, like when I do my talks, when like at the expos
yeah
and what have you, like I uh, have just recently started, or last year started doing like talks at these big events,
yep
and I
yep
still like I'm still shaking as I like go up and talk, like
yep
because it's
yep
like, oh, sort of that nervousness. It's You have to really step into that vulnerability because you're talking about things that people either aren't aware of or are aware of. And like the talks that I do about autism, breaking the rules of autism, they are really out there, and
yep
it's quite a
yes.
tough subject to speak about.
It is, and the thing I like about you and your energy, Paula, is that you approach it like it's your first time every time, sort of thing,
Yeah,
right? That like you don't become sort of bored with it. It's like that there's new people there, and so you know, there's a love that you actually pour into it, like an effort that you pour into it. So
Yeah.
therefore, you know, everyone's getting this richness of like feeling your passion every single time.
Yeah.
And no doubt, like that's why we both work together, you know,
Yeah.
doing the tandem healings. You know, when
Yes.
we really get into it, we really, really get into it. So
We do.
it's, so yes, you know, we get lost in it. You know, it's like it's just the three of us in this room, and that's all that matters in the universe at that point,
Yeah.
right? So
Because that's what does matter in that moment. Like it's just
yeah,
everything else, it just goes out the window. Nothing else exists except for that moment, which
100%,
is absolutely amazing. So I just want to read
100%.
what Tamara said. I think speaking up is difficult. Speaking your truth, no matter what. I've never liked upsetting people. It took me a long time to realize that how they react to my truth is not my responsibility. Yes,
Yes,
Tamara. Oh my
beautiful.
goodness. Like, I love that. And thank you so much for sharing that, because that's the truth 100%. Like,
Yeah,
I have um like all of my life I have not not wanted to upset people. So it's like I don't feel like I've been able to say what I wanted to say, and that's done an injustice to myself. So
yeah,
last year, like, and the year before, I started to like say things like, did I say everything that I wanted to say? No. um, but what I did do is I was able to say what I needed to in the moment of whatever.
yeah,
But I know that that is actually something that I I really struggle with. Like, and it's part of my
yeah,
vulnerability.
yeah,
And it's part of, like, I guess, again, that comfort.
yeah.
Don't want to upset people, don't want to say what you really want to say, but at the end of the day, who are you serving by doing that? Like,
Beautiful. Yes.
who are you
Uh,
serving by doing that?
Yes, extremely good question. So the thing about it is, you're of course serving their needs. So it's just a form of people pleasing. So you know
Yeah,
when people tell you that they don't want you to speak, right? Actually, to your face, you know, people are like that. And so yeah, that's just what we encounter sometimes in the world, right? So in that instance, yes, when we grow, we don't actually become them. See, that's actually another fear, that people are afraid of becoming a narcissist. But you don't change your temperament. You don't change really who you are. Um,
yeah,
right? So you can speak up for yourself. There's of course such a thing as assertiveness and not aggression, right?
yeah,
So when you speak up for yourself in that instance, they'll realize they can't control you anymore. They'll
yeah,
get angry, do whatever, and then that's that, right?
yeah,
It's of course a little bit different in a romantic relationship situation
yeah.
that could possibly include domestic violence. So I
Mm,
will just mention that. So that's of course a very delicate matter and needs to be tackled a little bit differently, because
very.
it actually doesn't really matter what you tell them. They're just going to do what they're going to do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that, you know what, that actually is the case everywhere, right?
Mm,
A nasty manager. You're a good worker. You're an awesome worker. You've got so much experience. You can choose the workplace that you work at, right? And they're
yeah,
being nasty to you. And it's like, you know, a lot of the time, people who are good workers, they're very nice. They're too nice to their superiors, and they
mm,
haven't asked for a raise in years. So their you know their you know pay package is stagnating, right? And the money in their account is going backwards. But what they need to do is decide, you know what, I'm going to start taking the reins of my own life.
yeah,
Um, standing up for myself, telling them that this is just not on. I don't actually want to be treated this way.
yeah.
That is a vulnerability.
It is.
Obviously, again, you know, you need strength to do it, but you already have it. So that's just a perception issue.
Yeah,
But when you actually do it and put it into action, you gain strength from it as well. So,
yeah,
yes, we just want everyone here who is in the audience to um, you know, sensibly, right? Appropriately speak up for yourself. So
yes,
again, you know, emotions are very sort of tough, right? We can get angry, we can get really frustrated, and then we set this intent, right? That okay, I'm going to be assertive and non-aggressive, but then when the anger comes, right, everything just flies out the window. So
Yeah.
that's you're not actually practicing what you've put in as an intent when that emotion comes through. So just make sure it's responsible, guys.
Absolutely. Yep.
Because
I
we
love
do
what
want you guys to have a good life with respect, going every which way. All right.
Absolutely. Yoli, yes, we do tandem trance. It's exactly what we do when we do joint healings. We literally go
Yes.
into that room with the person that we're doing a healing on, and we just go into this trance, and we go into exactly what needs to be said. We go into what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And then we come out and we go, wow, we didn't think that was going to take us in that direction. Like, how
Yeah.
cool is that? Like,
Yeah.
wow. Like, we went to, like,
Yeah.
who knows? We go to lots of different places.
We go to so many different realms that
So many different realms.
right. We
Yeah.
it's so much fun. Yes, our tandem healings. Well, maybe we should advertise that quickly just here. So, they do run for about an hour, and
Yep.
it costs 180. And if you really want a real elevated, heightened energy healing from two people at once, so two lots, streams of history and experience, knowledge, and all of that. Fused together in some weird way, it just works, and it just flows so extremely well. So please come to us, especially if you're really, really low. There's a balance obviously between us because masculine, feminine,
Yep.
water and fire as well. So you're getting different elements, and you're getting different gender, sort of energy as well. So yes, please come to us, especially if you're feeling quite low.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, Nicole,
Yeah, we
definitely.
would love to. We just love helping people. That's one of the things that we absolutely love to do as well. We are very passionate, like as you probably are aware from our show. We're very
Yeah,
passionate about what we do. We love what we do. We do
definitely.
bring a lot of lightness to it as well. It's sort of it's a deep healing. It's deep work. But the end result is just absolutely life changing, really. And we've just had a few people now, and it's been amazing. All right, Alex,
Yes,
so my
yes,
card shuffling.
yes.
Sparkle wants to pull some cards.
Right. Well, Paula, you are up first. Um,
All right, so do we have the first lovely participant tonight? Because I haven't
now,
seen the names yet.
right. So I believe we do, and that is Danny Cook. So if you are with us, please make yourself known. Um,
So Danny Cook, we need to know, so you need to actually be here with us on the show so we can do your readings. So there we go. Hello, my love. All right, so cards are starting to come out for you. So I'm going to do the card reading or the intuitive messages tonight, and Alex will do
the palmistry.
palmistry. All right, Spirit
I
are
shall do
asking
that.
questions. So sorry, got channeled. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Okay. All right, Danielle, top or bottom? There's two cards here. They want you to choose. Danielle, top or bottom, please? Danielle Cook, top. Thank you. Put the other one back. Oop, there's the other one. Okay. All right, Danielle. First card for you is Trust the Niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Second card is Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Now, this is the card that you had to choose. So that is the top card that you had to choose. And the fourth card is yes, just say yes. So these are the cards that have been drawn to you tonight, Danielle. The messages that I'm getting here is that there is something that has been niggling you. You've been feeling it in your tummy like butterflies. I feel that it could possibly be somebody that you're around. It could possibly be something that you're hearing, that because I keep getting sort of hearing, and there's a niggling feeling. I feel the messages that they're saying to you is that there is something that you are not paying attention to. There is something that you have been getting the messages for, the guidance for, the niggering for. You have been triggered in a lot of ways to do with this. And, sort of this card here, I just want you to see, they're all sort of holding their tummies. And I really feel like what they're showing me is like, it's like a butterfly feeling, and it's in your tummy. And I feel like it's like when you're around somebody, you get this funny feeling. They're asking you not to ignore this, please. Okay. You're getting the niggering feeling. You're getting the trigger for a big message to say, hey, this may not be the person to be around. This may be a person you need to move away from. I do feel that there is a male and a female to do with this. I keep being shown a male and a female. They are really triggering you. They're triggering you for a reason. And this reason is to not ignore the messages. Okay. Please don't ignore this. It's really strong here. Not to pay no attention. Whatever the messages that you're getting at the moment, which is that fluttering feeling, you're getting, like, they're also showing me that you're getting it across the tip of your shoulders. I feel that it's almost like your spirit guides are warning you and saying, hey, this isn't where you need to go, or these are not people that you need to be associating with. I feel that when you step away from that, this is where this card comes in. This is the card that you chose, the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And I want to emphasize the words, it's happening for you, not to you. So whoever these people are, it is happening for you, okay? This is cracking you open. And I keep also getting the words, it's showing you the truth. And this is what this butterfly feeling is. This is what the prickly feeling is across your shoulders. There is somebody that is showing their truth. I keep getting the words, they're showing their true colors to you. But you don't want that. You don't want to see that. You want to go, no, it's fine. No, it's okay. No, like, you're not paying attention, okay? And this is your really strong, clear message. Just say yes to you. Say yes to you and what you need to for you. My camera's gone weird. There we go. A female male that I shouldn't hang around. Thank you. Thank you. I can't. The spirit are screaming at me to like scream at you, but I'm not going to scream at you, Danielle. This is a really powerful message for you. This is a really important message to you. Please remove yourself. Listen to your gut. Listen to the Hercules. listen to what you're actually, the messages that you're getting about these people, and step away. It's time, and I keep getting this really strongly, say yes, but the say yes is say yes to you. You're saying yes to them. You're not saying yes to you, you're saying yes to them. That needs to change. That's what needs to crack open. Okay? It is like you are the flower, but at the moment, the rose has been closed for so long, okay? And the rose is cracking open. And that is you cracking open, because that is you seeing the truth. You're seeing what needs to be seen for you to work on you, to heal you. I feel that you have been a yes person to these people, and you need to say no, and you need to say yes to yourself.
Yeah.
Much love to you. This needs to come to an end. Okay, it's like it's two different readings. This is the old, this is the new. This is what's going to happen when you actually crack open you by saying no to them. Okay, thank you. They both have very dark energy, and I absolutely have been a yes person to both. Thank you for confirming that. Well, sweetheart, it's time for you to say yes to you, and yes to cracking open your truth, yes to you, stepping into the topic of conversation, which is tonight, strength in vulnerability. We know
Yes.
that it's hard to say no. However, you've been saying yes to them for too long. Nah, that you need to cut ties. And if you need help, Danielle, Alex and I are here to help you do that. Cut those ties. And it's really important too, when you do cut these people, cut the energy ties to them, okay? Because otherwise they will keep sucking. I think this needs to be another conversation, actually, but not for tonight. Another topic, Alex.
Yes.
Cutting
I
cords.
agree. Yes. Cutting cords. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So Danielle, I hope that really resonated with you. It looks as though there is that couple that, you've been thinking about that for a while. So we will leave that aspect with you.
You're welcome.
And I would need to now share my screen. So, okay. Okay. I need to share it again. Now, okay, hopefully you're seeing the screen, and it is hopefully right, right. A little bit bigger of a cursor this time as well. So, Danielle, this is your palmistry side of this reading. So this is really awesome. This is really actually quite intriguing, because first of all, you have cropped your hand. You haven't given me your full right hand, Danielle. And so that has a little bit of a consequence as well. Maybe this has something to do with your ultimate success. There is a veil that is over you. I think you may have done this yourself. There could be some karma and past life stuff attached to that. All in divine timing, things will open up. So, like Paula said, you are that bud that is beginning to crack open. So this is what we're trying to help energetically with you today, to let you bloom. So Danielle, this is your right hand. Your sense of self is really important to focus on at this point in time. Your you're coming into an energy. This is very interesting. I've read this a lot for people recently. Like I say, there's just this common like string or thread between readings sometimes. So yes, you're coming to this point where you're going to put a lot of effort into affecting change in your own personal life. Then you're going to see how your life comes full circle. So how even what you did 20 or 30 years ago, right? actually has a relevance to you moving forward. So it's like a coming full circle sort of thing. So that's really awesome. That's pretty interesting. Now, yeah, there could be some inner child stuff to work on, to look at, Danielle. So if that is something that you would like to explore, please come to me for that. I personally specialize in inner child stuff. Um, I need to talk about a couple of aspects here, because what I would like, Danielle. So see this prominence of this line, really nice. That is one of your fate lines. So the lines here from beginning here, that's the beginning of your lifeline, but also your headline. Your headline goes across, um, comes through here. There is a little bit of a fork. So I see things that a lot of people sort of don't. Even with my psychic palmistry, you're looking for the lines that sort of aren't there. So that's like really the advanced kind of palmistry. Now, the lines aren't quite prominent enough. I think, pouring more energy and effort, it's like your soul sort of is in different places. Okay, so maybe a soul retrieval. Um, Healing would be good for you as well. That could be something that both Paula and I can do for you together. So now we've got to talk about your headline, Danielle. So your headline is extremely wavy. It might actually be the most wavy I've ever seen on a palm ever. So uh, an extreme kind of indecision. You could change your mind every 5-10 minutes, and that might be okay within you. Other people might see that and see maybe instability, right? Even you getting this reading tonight actually is a sense is vulnerable. You being vulnerable, you're putting yourself out there. Your energy is being read for live on Facebook. So now, Danielle. So yes, it's there. Just shows an indecision, and it's okay, because I am a firm believer that you only need to hear this once, and then it can really change your life. Um, Yes, even though it's still written on your hand as such, it can then serve as like a reminder of your accomplishment, the energy that you've put in and what you've accomplished in terms of self-development, what you've done for yourself. So it does show, I actually think, a good sense of time that you spend to make a decision. I think that is a good thing about this headline. So headlines, palmistry is really cool. So it details a lot of different things, basically everything really. But yes, it's a very intriguing headline. So that I will leave just for now, because I could do an hour reading for you, easy. Um, so you've been through a lot of stuff, been through a lot of issues. I want to now get to another hand. So your left hand, this is a much better photo. Um, Now, this shows more of your giving nature, and I can see this, and it's sort of consistent, but it's not like maybe in a work environment. You have given way too much of yourself, and actually as a detriment to your health as well. So that is what Paula 100% picked up on. So that is these lines going across here, shooting across. Usually the lines that cross terminate before this headline here. This goes still straight across and it sort of becomes a bit of a medical line, something, a health issue to take heed of. Um, you do have a good heart. I think you haven't poured your heart into anything. So this is just what I'm feeling. I can't really point to a line. That you haven't poured your heart fully into anything yet in your life. So this is what is coming for you. A sense of self is actually going to get you there. So you feel, if I, so this is what you're saying to yourself. If I only feel safe, then I'll pour my heart and soul into it. But no, that's not what you should be doing. You should pour your heart and soul into everything and just feel a sense of self, um, and being okay with self. Because even if you were to you know, the relationship were to end, there would be a cutoff of some kind, then you would still be pleasant within yourself. There would still be a sense of peace, even in your household, even if there happened to be no one else in your household but you. Then you would feel safe and comfortable, just simply because you know who you are. So identity is quite important here. So that's interesting. And that is a little bit of a hefty thought. So I would have to say, Danielle, that you should be reading, you should be writing. I will just float the idea out there that you don't know what that writing can lead to, because we are in an information kind of society. So if you are a writer, you do very well. So now, there's also a communication, maybe breakdown concerning family. It could have something to do with romantic relationships as well. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's permanent, Danielle. So just what I want to say is, so there's you growing as a communicator. You haven't yet stepped fully into your own power as a communicator to be able to just relay a message. And you're like, you know what, I need to deliver this package of a message for someone, and how they deal with it is up to them. But at least I've made it. My conscience is clear because I've made that communication. So that's really cool. There is a kind of a leadership, maybe concerning a population. So that would be appropriate to you. And there's a lot of empathy as well. Okay, so I don't think a lot of this stuff has been activated yet in you, Danielle. There's a lot of happiness too in your future, a couple of streams of happiness that you can look forward to, that seem to be quite exclusive from each other. So it could just simply be home life and work life, and you keep them quite separate. And you might do that as an exercise to keep yourself sort of sane, you know, have a balance, like a counterbalance between the two. You know, you're sick of work, so you go home, and you're sick of home, so you go to work. But you do need to make both of them sort of as pleasant as possible for you, right? So with that, Danielle, I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope it has resonated with you. So yeah, let us know how it's gone, Danielle. And yeah, oh, right, okay. Oh, cool. Yes, you should keep writing, actually. Right, okay. So we need to get to the next person. So the next person is Susie Beck. So Susie, if you would make yourself known, Paula is going to read for you, and we just need to know that you're here with us. All right. So away you go, Paula.
So just waiting for Susie to come on. So Sparkles is holding cards.
Oh.
So
Yes.
Susie, Susie needs a big hug. So I'm hoping that she's coming on, so then I can show her that Sparkles is giving the cards a big, big, big hug, because look, big hugs, lots of hugs.
So Kaya is saying that because she's with Kaya, they're watching together tonight.
Cool. All right. So this message is for you. The first message is you need a big hug. You need to be surrounded by lots of love, lots of nurturing right now. I feel that you have been through a huge, significant, I'm gonna say grief. I feel that there's something like really massive that a big hug done. Thank you. I feel that there has been something huge that has happened for you recently. And I get the words that it's rocked your world. And so Sparkles and I are giving you a great big hug from the other side, from this side. Yeah, wow. There's a lot that wants to come through here. Oop. All right. Just going to pull you some cards, my love. Higher ground. Pause. Assurance. Oop. Adventure. And I brought these cards today, and I didn't know who they were from, who they were for. They were these little deck of cards from Grief to Goddess, and they're for you. So I'm just going to pull you a card. Have you been through a really significant grief at the moment? Because I see so much sadness. Like, there's just so many tears flowing. There's so much sadness. There's so many tears. There's deep, like really heart-wrenching grief. And the card that's come out for you is number 7, which is quite ironic because we're in a 7-year. Awaken the sacred flame within. Listen with your heart and know that you are whole and complete. Embrace your individuality. So there's a lot of there's a lot of grief here going on. There's a lot of and I get the word that within your heart there's a guilt to do with this grief. There's like a really deep guilt that you have, and the message that I'm getting about that is you have nothing to feel guilty about. You have nothing to this person that's passed over just keeps on saying, please don't feel guilty, because it had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with the situation. But you're holding this deep guilt in your heart, this deep sadness, this deep grief, and it's actually hurting you. Like, I actually feel pain in my chest, and I feel pain in my heart where and I can see, and I get the words that your heart has been broken and shattered into a million pieces. And the person that has passed, I do feel that is a male, and they don't want that for you. This beautiful person that has passed, holds his heart and says, I don't want you to be broken. I don't want you to be in pain. I don't want you to feel guilt. I don't want you to hold on to this where you are sad, and I feel that there is a deep sadness in your heart every day. And this beautiful being in spirit is just saying, it's time to heal. It's time to mend that broken heart, because you deserve that. You deserve to be healed. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to not be in this constant shattered world that you've been living in. And I feel that this has been I know that Kaya's just said it's a long time, but I'm seeing a long time. It's like you've been feeling this way for years, and I'm going to say beyond years. Is it her dad? I'm just going to ask. I get a yes. He's been passed for a long time, and I've got goosebumps on my right side, So it's definitely like that's the confirmation. Yes, and I'm getting tingles right the way down my arm here. He is the one that wants to hug you. He is the one that wants to hold you, and he also says, I'm sorry. Kaya, can you please ask, did she not get to say goodbye to her dad? Because he's saying it's okay. And is this the guilt that she's feeling that she didn't get to say goodbye? Is the message that I'm getting at the moment. Okay, he gave the best hugs ever. Well, that would be why he was like hugging, like he was literally hugging the cards, like he was making like Sparkles hold the cards like a really like hand hug, like it was hug. Okay, she feels she couldn't save him. He had 4 months. Okay. Yep. He really wants you to mend this broken heart. He really wants you to not feel guilt. He's asking you to go to higher ground. Higher ground meaning go higher. In other words, he wants you to live your best life. Okay. Out of all of these cards, you know, sort of, he's giving you the assurance that you're needing today. He wants you to live. He really wants you to go on adventures. He wants you to, and this is what this card's about. The adventure card. There are things that you're wanting to do that you're not doing because of this broken heart. And there's a part of you that's like, well, because I'm broken, I can't, you know, like, you know, don't know whether you've been here since the very beginning, but what we see it said in Strength and Vulnerability was that if we are comfortable, then we don't step into vulnerability because comfort keeps us safe. But if we don't go into vulnerability, then we don't understand or know the strength we have. And this is really about what he is saying to you. Go to the higher ground, meaning he wants you to live. He wants you to heal. He wants you to live. He wants you to love. Because at the moment, and for a very long time, he's saying you haven't lived. You haven't experienced, and you haven't done the things you've wanted to do for yourself because of all of this that's sitting in your heart, and it's sitting heavy in your heart. So what I'm going to say to you, sweet, and that is, please, you know, this is my specialty. Alex is inner child, mine's grief. Please come and have a healing, because he really wants you to heal from this, and he doesn't want to see you sad anymore. He wants to see you live. He wants you to see just, oh my God, he's just he just wants what's best for you, and you know what's best for you, but you're not able to see that. You're not able to feel that because of this brokenness. And he's giving you the most beautiful hug and the loving embrace from heart to heart, and he's saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. He just, yeah, like he was full of adventure. He lived to the best of his ability, is what he's saying to me right now. He's like, I lived to my best ability. I lived. He wants that for you. He really wants that for you. So please go and do that. Go and do that for Dad, because that's what he wants for you. So I hope this gave you some closure. I hope this gave you some peace. And I really hope that you can now have this closure and mend your heart and not be so sad, because he had the best life up to the point of, you know, his end. Yeah, he just has he's got his hand over his heart. I love you, he says. And he does. He's just giving you the biggest hug. So I hope that gave you some peace. I really do. And he does. And Sparkles gives you a big hug.
Right. You know, Susie, that is such a beautiful reading, right? He came through for you. Um, you obviously still have this connection in you, and you know this in your mind, right? But you've got to feel it as well. He's not away from you. So I've got to get to your palm reading now. So okay. I expected to see something concerning your heart. This is your left hand. So hopefully you guys are seeing this all right. So, okay. Now, so Susie, you are a healer in your own right. I would like you to do Reiki if you haven't done that before. Um, your hands. It shows something about you. First of all, okay, so there is this dryness, and maybe that has been an issue just in the recent, memory of yours. But it can just indicate some temporary issue concerning actually a lot of your areas in life, except your ability to heal people. Funnily enough, so especially it is concerning your head and your heart. So the way you feel, you might not be getting in touch with your feelings properly. And it's okay. So there's a bit of it's like puzzle pieces coming together. So Susie, it's also your head. Um, all of this. Okay, so everything that I'm saying is, of course, for your highest good. So this is what you need to hear, and it is, of course, pretty brutal sometimes. Palmistry. It is the truth, the raw, absolute truth. And it's just sort of on me as a practitioner to soften it up a little and, make it sort of pleasant for you, right? You have an extremely good amount of financial stability. Your whole life is like this beeline track towards a financial stability. So you've got that. I would even just say you'd have to have work. Really stable work that you're like, yeah, you can do this. You can be in this industry, and it doesn't matter if you lose your job, you just find another workplace. And don't take that as a message, by the way. You're not going to lose your job. Now, your heart and your head are quite aligned. So there is this bridging line right here. And so, Susie, this is what I feel. Yeah. This is why it's like there's a cloudiness in both your head and your heart. So let's start with your head. Let's just put some intent out there for yourself to heal. Paula, of course, is who you should go to for grief because that is her specialty. Okay. Um, and again, there is a little bit of a leadership concerning this matter, melding your head and your heart, having them be in flow with each other, gifting energy and receiving energy from each other. So, what I feel is then your life is going to activate a lot more. And this is what we're talking about. This is actually the discussion topic for tonight's show. So, strength and vulnerability. Telling your truth, letting your truth out, even if it is, of course, concerning your dad, but in other areas of your life as well. Being catching the bug, Susie, of letting yourself be raw with people. All right. But you've got such knowledge. You are an old soul. Okay, so don't be so hard on yourself. When when you need a hug, you know what? go up to a friend. If it's appropriate, even go up to a colleague and say, you know what, can I have a hug? And that's why, Paula, so the way we operate, we're very like, I don't know, we operate by feel, Paula and I. So, she felt the term hug. I feel it with you just because, and I feel it with through your palms, that you've got all of this knowledge, old soul. There might be like an isolation that you feel, um, which might have been a pattern even before the passing of your dad. So that I will put out there. You've got some influences on your occupational development that will come into play later in life. So you've got multiple streams of influences, so you can grow your financial stability. It's really just a story of that stability. What I can see, I don't think it's more to do with um, like a caring sort of role. You are a caring person, of course. Being an old soul, you're an energy sensitive, but it's not exactly that. Um, it's like you just need to be, your soul needs to be plonked where it needs to be, and that's where your guides would be nudging you and encouraging you to be. Um, yes. There's also some ancient energy with you, Susie. So if you have a look at ancient mythology, maybe ancient religion and history and things like that, um, uh, yeah, I just feel that you can connect with those ancient gods and goddesses. Um, and maybe not even especially the goddesses, it can be ancient gods. And you just feel that connectedness, and that's your sort of, engagement with the divine. Uh, to, okay, so this is it. To make you realize that you are divine, Susie. You're not just, a non-living creature. That doesn't even really make sense, does it? You are divine. You have the divine spark within you. So it's now time to activate yourself. You know what? I would like you to get some hand moisturizer as well. And you might think that that sounds really silly, but I'm very superstitious about hands. So, where, and that's what I say. I say the word superstitious, but this is actually an exercise for your self-care. So then everything, all of the lines will become more prominent for you, Susie. Okay. And then everything will sort of go from that, because that is your inspired action towards your activation. Okay. That's what I want for you. So yes, you've got an intuition. There are challenges concerning that. So you can sort of twist that uh, with training and mentorship as well. But I do see you as a healer, though, 100%. You can heal with hugs as well. Yes. So don't take too seriously your depression as well. It just indicates like an art. You've got an artistry in you. Just please express yourself. When you are low, please, do an art form. So it should be something that you're producing. Okay, I will leave that at that. So I hope that is resonant for you. It has been an awesome reading for you. Maybe some emotions coming through as well. Yes. So yes, so that is the full reading for you. Um, Quite beautiful messages, I think. So right, we've got to get to the next person. This is actually the final person before we do some free card pulls. So Maria, you were a latecomer, but you're here with us. So we want to know if you're here. Maria Haley.
She did use moisturizer too. Oh, Maria's cards are flying. Hi, Maria. Your cards are flying out the deck. Welcome. Thank you for being with us tonight. So just pulling some cards for you, Maria. Oh, they're chunking, so I don't want to go back in. Maria, you're going through an ascension, my love. You're going through a big awakening right now. Is the message that I'm getting from Spirit. Maria, do you feel like you're being shaken to the very core of your being right now? Your whole life is being shaken up. Shaken up, shaken up. Shake, shake, shake. So I get that. Oh my goodness. You are going through a really big ascension, a really big awakening, a really good, and it's so funny, we're at 11 right now, 11 viewers with 11 hearts. Sorry, yes. 11 is the awakening, and right now 11 is right in front of my face. So this is really confirming, Spirit are confirming right now this message to you, Maria. Do you feel like your whole world is being like shaken up? Like everything in your world has gone from this to chaos, and I feel that this has been something that has been ongoing for you. I feel like it's been something that has been happening. However, it's actually happening more. So there are synchronicities that are coming through to you. There are messages that are coming through to you. You're very open to the spiritual connection. So this is part of your awakening. There are things happening, and there's things happening in your house. Spirit are showing me there are things happening in your house. You can hear things, you can see things at the corner of your eyes. Again, this is all part and parcel of like your awakening. But it feels like your whole core of your body is being shaken up. That's the messages that I'm getting like really loud and clear. And now I'm just pulling the cards. So this card came falling out, gratitude. I am grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each bring. The crown chakra. I know I am part of Source and my life is guided by divine wisdom. The Sun Goddess. I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. And your own path. I follow my own unique path with courage and strength. Topic of tonight, strength. So the cards are really saying to you that with this awakening, with what your world is being shaken up at the moment, you're going down a new pathway. So they're saying that the pathway that you are on, you are grateful for. However, you are embarking on a new pathway. It is very connected into the spirit realm, which is the crown chakra, the sun goddess, as well, connecting and celebrating. So I'm not sure whether you are thinking about running goddess circles, because this is something that is being shown to me, and they're saying it's really hard when you've got spiritual team and they're going blah, 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 blah. They're like so fast that you can't get the words out like quick enough to what they're like wanting to say. There are a lot of things your spiritual team wants you to know, Maria, and I've got 7 minutes and there's so much to say. So what they are saying to you is you're on a new pathway. it's really, really important that you don't ignore this new pathway, because if you are ignoring it, then it's going to be a harder lesson for you. There are going to be harder constructs is the word that they're giving. I don't use the word constructs, and this is why I know it's like channeled. There are constructs in place at the moment, and at the moment, Maria, you are ignoring them. And so they are really sort of putting these messages to you to say, hey, we're putting you on a new path because that's where you're meant to be going. You're fighting that at the moment. Surrender, Maria. Surrender, 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 surrender. Surrender to this pathway, because this pathway is actually going to lead you into a new pathway of enlightenment. It's going to lead you on an amazing journey of like people and places and things, and it's just really bright and amazing. But because you're being shaken to your core, you're fighting it. Don't fight it any longer, because it's just going to get harder. Sorry, but that's just fact. And the more that you fight it, the harder the lessons are going to come. So surrender, allow, accept, and move through them. Because the more that you can do this, Maria, the easier this process is going to be for you, and you are not going to feel like your whole core is being shaken. Shake, shake, shake. I hope this makes sense to you, Maria. Your spirit guides are really...
That was a bit amusing as well. That you know, they're all yelling at you. You're trying to say 5 things at once, and so yes. So
It's
Maria,
like, hold on, I'm saying. I'm like, let me just say one thing at a time. Nope.
yeah.
Because she's not listening, that's why.
Yeah, they should know by now how fast you talk, so they should talk as fast, right? So, but right now, what has come through for you, Maria, is exactly what you need at today's time, right? So, yes, right. Now you're hopefully seeing my screen. So, this is your palm. These are the pictures that you've sent me. First of all, okay, so your sense of self has been sort of dictated in your past. So this is your distant past, you know, childhood into your 20s, by the people around you, your family, friends, and all of that. You were quite heavily dominated. There might have been a bit of a shaky time in your 20s as you needed to sort of get away from that sort of safety. So again, like that topic of vulnerability is coming back. So Maria, yes, you're supposed to be your own person, right? Fully. So let's activate this fully. Of course, you're not the person you were in your 20s, but let's make this go the full tilt, right? And there's such an awesome sense of creativity in you. Please, if you're not doing, you know, I can see art in you as well. I really love the shape and the bow of this headline. Very sensible. Um, it's like you love in a thought way as well. So and that's sort of strange to say. Maybe you would know what that means more than me. But the thing is, Maria, you are very creative. You can write creatively as well. Maybe you're very expressive with how you communicate to people. So when you're talking to people, you sort of switch things up, and you try new things, and you just express yourself, and it's very showy, and it's very maybe theatrical as well. Um, but I like that. I think that's awesome, and I'm no doubt Paula would like that as well. So we just want you to express yourself, um, and that will give you your deeper sense of self. So I think in this time that you're in right now, Maria, it's a very sort of shaky. There are reasons for that, right? Um, I believe that you need to look back temporarily. You're not setting yourself back to where you were. You're just observing who you were in your past. And that's going to be a key for your healing. So this is this collection here. I won't point exactly to where it is, but I know that there is a looking back in the past. You developed a good sense of organizational ability. Um, Maybe your family was good at it. Um, yeah, maybe you learned from the best who were sort of close to you when you were younger. But you are a good organizer, Maria. You have again, they're actually quite sensible hands. So you don't stray too far from the norm. Um, but I want your heart, how you see other people. I think this is quite important because you don't want to just sort of like be um, like lost in your own stuff, because we need to realize as well that other people around us are going through stuff themselves. So it's not simply what they do around you and to you. Um, it is also the case that they have their own history. And I think once you fully acknowledge that, then you're going to awaken yourself. You're going to see, oh, wow, um, the stuff that I'm going through isn't actually so bad, because, there's a world out there of, you know, uh, uh, a challenge, and maybe suffering as well, if you want to look at it that way. But challenge, right? Everyone's lives are challenging in some way. Even people who are well connected, who have lots of resources, they can be actually quite depressed. I don't really feel a depression with you, though. That's not your energy. So it's more like a creativity. But where do you want to use it? You're not even really sure how to really use it, except for when you communicate to people. So now, Maria, um, you do have a really good intuition. You, I feel, can sort of read Paula and I as we're reading for you as well. So, you know, um, we will have our energy, and you will be able to gauge us energetically, and that's cool. We are fine with that. Um, we're pretty solid in our foundation. So, when you read people, just make sure that that universal love is poured into it, right? And so what I feel is that your um, divinity spirit is very important to you. So on the other side, you keep in your mind the idea of angels and heavenly abode. Um, yeah, quite often, maybe permanently. So this is where you're coming to, Maria. This is where you're going. You know, so ultimately there actually isn't anything to worry about when we know that there is actually a pleasant realm on the other side for us. So please connect with that. um, don't feel that your personal life is actually distinct and irrelevant to your track to that other side, that ultimate goal. Okay, your life's journey, a culmination of all of your past lives until now as well. So this is I've only read this one palm, and I could get lost with that. So that is your left hand, left. Okay, so now, okay, your heart has been a little bit challenged, broken a little bit from people around. You've got 100% excellent sense of theory, a foundation of knowledge of different areas in life, but also some experience as well. So you yourself are a healer as well. I'm focusing on you though. So as you broke away from your family, that's when you were actually quite shaken. Um, yeah. So what you're going through now is probably a throwback to that, but please understand how far you've come. You're going to add years to your life when you heal yourself. You just don't want your body to experience suffering, right? So don't resent your life. Don't resent you, who you are, the people that you're with, the situations that you're in, because then you can actually take away years from your life. So um, now, your sense of leadership has something to do. I think you're very loyal as well. So you just want to be loyal to the right people, Maria. So please, this is actually really positive. You are a healer. Um, yeah, there's a spirituality to you. I feel that you should be doing, if you're not already, some workshops and maybe some retreats, maybe 1 or 2 retreats in a year would be very, very beneficial for you, Maria. I can feel that 100%. Now, so you've got a good sense of heart. You know what you want, but your community sort of spirit is yet to be again fully activated. You're very okay. So I want to go to this area here. So this is just the last part that I will read. So this is and I'm pointing with my hand. So these are these collections of lines. You are a very generous woman, Maria. You want to give just sort of to people who are like related to you. If you were to work in a caring capacity, you would have to develop a rapport with them. I don't think you could have very brief encounters and then away they go. Yeah. So just make sure that you know about yourself, and that's why palmistry is really powerful. In your 40s, this could be where you are now, right? Maria, big changes, heading into your 50s as well, big changes. So just see that where you're working is not necessarily permanent, okay? Because of your loyalty, and because of your loyalty to maybe colleagues, maybe clients as well, that is, I mean, you've got to be loyal most of all to yourself. It's not an obligation for you to stay, especially if you know that you can be earning more, um, and you can be making meaningful relationships where you can be earning more as well. Okay, so let's do this for you now. Let's put the focus on you. You put the focus on you. So you're listening to us talk about your energy and your future, maybe a bit about your past as well. How about yourself as well, Maria? Um, just so you can maneuver yourself to where you need to be. All right. So much universal love to you and to the others who we have read for. Um, yeah, we're pretty pleased, with what comes through. Sometimes it is a past loved one. Sometimes it is, oh yeah, that's what I should be doing as a job. Oh yeah, I can heal with hugs. So now I know that. So now when I see someone sad, boom, I'll just give them a hug and look at their face, like look at the actual smile that I can put on their face, just simply giving them a hug. So yes, we really love what we do. Maria, I hope that has been resonant for you. So yeah, please let us know. And we are coming back to this format of the show. So Paula, we're going to be reading cards for some people.
Yes, I've got one for
Yes.
Kylie. So Kylie, your card is, it's called the Initiation, Rite of Passage. You're going somewhere sacred. Are you planning a trip? Are you planning to go somewhere special? Because yes, initiation. It could even be, Kylie, I'm just getting this message now. It could even be, do you meditate? Because it could be a place that you are going on through a meditation. And through the meditation, they will show you. And through that meditation, they will, something will open up for you. And it will be a sacred place. I feel like it's going to be a sacred place that is not a physical place. Okay, time to start meditating, Kylie, because Spirit want to take you on a sacred journey.
Right, so I've got a card for Nicole. So yes, you do have a card here. This might actually be a bit for Maria as well. So I actually had this come through in the reading, but this is a retreat. So Nicole, are you in Adelaide? Because Paula runs retreats, so
Got
especially
one coming
for
up in
women.
March.
Yes. So, that is for you. I feel that that would be really good for you, Nicole. That's all I can really say. There's nothing much other than, please, just some time out energetically for you. Again, okay, this is another thing, Paula. Coming out of your comfort zone. You can do this alone. Maybe not with a friend, someone that you know. Go completely out of. Be vulnerable. There's strength in vulnerability. Okay. So yes. All right.
Yes, Nicole's in Adelaide. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes, I do have a retreat coming up.
Yes.
Who did you just draw a card reading for?
Nicole.
Okay. Okay, so this one is for Melissa Bradbury. Melissa Bradbury, this is for you. This is called Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? I think everybody's meant to go on a journey tonight, Alex.
I think so. Yes.
Like that card
Very
that
cool.
I had came out again, and now
Right.
this one's about journeying.
Yeah. So we're on an adventure,
Journey.
even together, right? We are
Yeah.
on an adventure, on a journey here with this show. But yeah, please be conscious of it, because then 100% like your side quests in your life, right? So they're going to actually influence your main personal development. So please be conscious of who you are as a spirit being everywhere that you go. We do, and it's pretty awesome. That's all we can really say. Just knowing about yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, now Tamara. Now, of course, you did come to my house for a reading. Nature, okay. I even think we talked about this in the reading. So Tamara, it's just a matter of, that nature is so important to you. I feel that nature needs to be not just something that you go to occasionally, but hopefully something that you can build in your home living environment. So if you don't already maybe garden, that's up Paula's and her husband's alley. So she can help you with that. So yes, maybe bringing nature to where you are.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Yep. All right. Francine, this is for you. Get grounded. So it's quite funny. Alex said nature, and then I pulled a card, get grounded. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. I think maybe we need to go to the forest, Alex. Who wants to come to the
Right.
forest with me to do
Yeah.
some drumming and connect
Yes.
with nature? I want to take people to the forest. Yes.
Yes. Now, okay, so Francine, you are here. You've caught us at a good time. So this is forgiveness, and it looks as though it is something concerning the recent past. So yeah, just make sure you don't hold guilt or resentment in your heart, because that can hurt. That can really be a detriment to you. So just forgiveness. Give the situation love and compassion. Okay.
Okay.
And I just want to ask as well. So Larissa, are you still here? Because I can pull a card when Paula's done hers.
So this is for Mark Hale, Starseed. This is for you, Mark. Yep, Mark. What lights you up? Spirit want you to ask yourself the question, what lights you up, and do it. Oh.
Now, Larissa, this is actually a really cool card. I've had this card come out recently. So this is freedom. Now, look at this picture as well. So this is obviously a woman who feels really, really safe. Letting her. Okay, so this is actually vulnerability. This is her letting her true nature, her bare nakedness, right, out for the world. right? Now, Larissa, as you grow spiritually, your non-spiritual people, friends, family, they might think you're a little bit wacky, but you've just got to be you. And it's not just simply that you be yourself and know who you are. You've got to express it. Otherwise, you're going to eventually feel like an imposter while you're sitting in a family function and you're like, yeah, awesome. Like you're just really quiet, with yourself. You're like, yes, awesome. I know that I'm more spiritual. Let it out. Tell people. Say, you know what? Yeah, I get readings and healings for myself. So what?
Yeah.
Are you going to be okay? Are you going to be okay? So, uh, and it's all right, Larissa. So as you grow, let your light shine. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Kerry McDonald, you're welcome. This card is for you. I'm not sure whether you requested a card, but Spirit have pulled you one anyway. Kerry McDonald, your card message is share your voice, come out of the cave, the persecution, and expression. So, Kerry McDonald, what do you need to say? It's time to say it. It's time to come out of that burrow, and it's time to come out of the cave, and it's time to come out and be yourself. So, right. Kerry McDonald, that was your card. Is there anyone else that would like a card tonight?
Yes. So, Heidi, this is for you. This is manifestation. All right. Beautiful card. Look at where you are. Like what you touch, you can sort of create. So, I know that in recent times you've had quite a number of struggles. Personally, who you are, willpower has been a bit of a struggle. But Heidi, you've got so much going for you. And I know you're on a much better track as well. But now it's time to, instead of focusing on the negative and the past and all of that history, let's look for the future now. So this is what we did, Paula and I, with the New Year's meditation. So we actually let go. We shed 2022. And then we were like, well, okay, so we're an empty shell now. But what do we do? So now we actually have an intent, call in what you want to come in for 2023. So yes, you are a manifester too, Heidi. You've got so much going for you. So 100% manifestation. All right.
All right. Kaya, this card is for you. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do?
Right.
Is there anyone else that would like a card reading tonight?
Maybe a couple of the lurkers, right? The people in the shadows. I shall watch this live show from the shadows. We would love to hear from you, especially if it's an obscure person. You SB, right? Yes. So, okay. Now this is actually an energy for a lot of people. This is a universal card, Paula. So this is retreat again. So that is actually in 3 readings tonight. So SB, this is it, right? This year, actually within the next 3 months, okay? It's got to be soon. So just a retreat to recharge your energy. You actually grow from it as well. You don't return as the same person. That's the meaning of a retreat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And sort of that's why personally I love facilitating retreats, Alex, because I have always said that I'm the facilitator of change. And because I know that I am the facilitator of change, taking women away for 2 days, you arrive at 4 o'clock on a Friday night and you leave on Sunday morning about 11 o'clock. And it is life-changing. Like every single person that has been on one of my retreats, their life has changed forever. And, what better way to do a retreat and to be on a retreat than to actually, be around like-minded people and you know, the thing that there are many things that I love about a retreat, but one of the things that I think that is just beautiful, and that is women get together, and quite often, like, they either know each other or they have, like, you know, it's a whole group of people that have never met each other in their life, and within the first 12 hours, the relationships that are built, the like the friendships, but the actual connections when you
Yeah.
are
It, um,
with people,
yeah,
when you are vulnerable, because boy oh boy,
yes.
you are vulnerable on retreats, and I show my
Well,
vulnerability too, you know,
yeah,
and this is the thing
yeah.
that is amazing about that.
Yeah, and it's just such an awesome thing to see for the lovely ladies who come to you. You know, I see their transformation as well, and it has been a little while, but I do see it when you post about it.
Mm,
It's actually sort of like, funnily enough, you know how. And this is a reverse form, okay? So it's an inverted form of, like, you know, trauma bonding. You know how people
mhm,
can, like, bond through trauma, right? But this
yeah,
is like more positive and uplifting. This is like bonding through a growth and love, you know, connectedness, you
huge.
know. So there is actually a very powerful connection that can be made.
Yep.
Yeah, through yes. Okay. So now, Fiona, who read last? Did you pull a card, or did I pull a card, Paula?
Don't know.
Because Fiona is here. Do you want to pull a card for Fiona?
I will pull a Fiona. Fiona, this card is for you, my love. Alrighty. Fiona, this card's for you. Acacia, your guidance is divinely guided. Look at that beautiful card. Absolutely beautiful. So the message that I get for you, and that is that at the moment, there are messages of divine guidance that are being given to you at the moment. It's really like, I see there's like a staircase there, and there's a real connection to you moving forward in life. Okay, you're going upwards in direction, not downwards. And so the divinely guided message is to let you know that you are only going to keep going up. That's that's the message from spirit.
Beautiful. Very good. And so we'll just ask again if there's one or two more people. Anyone else who hasn't had a card pulled for them and wants a card pulled before we wrap up for tonight?
Yeah, the retreats with me, Kylie, are hilarious. We laugh so much that I'll end up wetting myself. We do. We have so much fun. Like, you know, sort of we the beautiful thing about the retreats is, like, oh my God. One of the retreats, so oh my God, it was so funny. I bought myself a unicorn outfit, like a onesie, and like all the girls were having dinner and they had finished eating dinner, and after they finished eating dinner, I went and got in my unicorn onesie and started galloping through the house in my unicorn onesie. It was so
Yes.
funny, and everyone was just absolutely cracking themselves up at Paula and their onesie, but then they wanted to try it on, because then, like, the theme for the retreat was galloping. Like, we all landed up galloping, like, through, like, oh, it was so funny. And every retreat has a theme.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
every retreat lands up having a theme, and so I land up decking out the whole place in this theme. It
Yeah.
takes me, like, it takes me weeks, like, to make the decorations, to, like, and oh
Yeah.
my God, all of my girls get so spoiled when they come on my retreats, because I like to personally make them all gifts, so they get a goodie bag, and pretty much everything in that goodie bag is something that I've made them, or should I say, multitudes of things that I've made them. So
Yeah.
if you want to come on a retreat with me, dance like unicorns,
Yeah.
because we do
That,
lots
that's
of
Beautiful. You know, you might get a goodie bag with like homemade soaps. That's what she's talking about, guys. Like that is the sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
Now, Paula, Kaylee Green, if you're still here, Kaylee, spiritual growth. Look at how awesome this card is. And that is like that looks like the world card in the tarot. That looks so awesome. You know, this is you, like a real full spiritual awakening to actual a genuine sense of wisdom as well. So this is actually emanating from you. It comes from within you. You know, what you're looking for actually is in you, Kaylee, not external. So yes, the spiritual growth is actually happening. Like the it's a freight train. You're not going to stop it. So please just be in flow with it, because you don't want tower moments to realign you to the path. So Kaylee, spiritual growth is happening. All right.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Yes.
Alex, guess what?
Yes.
Sparkles has got another new outfit.
Yes, I saw this before, guys, and she actually looks like she's a dancer now. So
she's ready to dance, everybody. Are you ready? Here she is. Sparkles has got sparkles. Look at those sparkles.
This is the most magical part of the night, everyone. The live show where we be fully ourselves.
And look, this is so cute. Her tail. Oh, her dress is falling down. Oops. She's half naked. Look, her tail's got a little hole in her dress. Isn't that cute?
It's very cute.
Cutest little sparkles ever. Yes, she just exposed herself. Sorry, everybody. Sparkle said, "Excuse me."
She's so cool. She's actually sort of the star attraction. she allows us to sort of keep going. You know, it's the whole show. Yeah, right. To be vulnerable. We love it as well. Paula actually knows that I dream of running around like a unicorn. She knows that. So
and I just do. Like,
and you just do. You are one.
About it. I run around as a unicorn.
I know. So yes, Yoli. She does need love, right?
Yes.
So yes.
Yes. These are her 2 new outfits, and now I need to go buy her some more, because she might get tired of the same ones.
She's spoiled. And I've told Paula this, that she's just spoiling her, and she's like, no, she hasn't got a big wardrobe, but it's growing. You know, she's gonna have this huge wardrobe. When she goes on holiday, she's gonna need those like wheel sort of, she'll need
her own trolley. She'll need her own suitcase.
Those clothing trolleys. So yeah.
She may already have she's only got 2 skirts, a dress, and a top. That's all she's got, Alex.
That's the beginning. That's just the beginning.
With some Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Designer. Yes, designer stuff now, Paula, right?
Yes. Oh.
Actually, don't tell her that. Don't tell her that. Oh.
She want her own designer clothes. I need to get my mum to like make some like clothes that just designer sparkles.
Hey.
Did I show you her blanket? Hey, Alex, this is one of her blankets. Look at this. Ready?
See, I have seen this blanket before. I count this as a part of her wardrobe, like a part of her house possessions, right? You know, it's only the beginning.
She likes to be wrapped up in the stars and the moons and the planets.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair
Yeah.
enough. But don't tell her about designer clothing because she doesn't need to learn about that yet. Yeah. Shh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody, shh. Look, we've
Yeah.
got to close
Yeah.
our ears if you can't hear it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's a pretty cool idea, Yoli.
Like for magic,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Definitely. It's a
Yeah,
good
love
idea.
it. Yeah. My mind boggles, seriously. Like I just go, ooh.
Yep.
I get a little bit excited and I go, oh, I could do this or I could do this. And yeah, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I know. You spoil her.
She's my little girl.
I
I've
know.
got boys.
I know.
I've got
Yeah.
3 boys.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
hey,
Yes.
I didn't
Yes.
get my little girl, so now I've got my little girl.
Sparkles.
See?
Yes.
Yep, Sparkle's my girl.
Yes.
Yes, it
It's
is a
a
creative. I am a very creative person, Yoli. I love creating. One of the reasons why this is behind me is because behind this is my creative space, and there is shit everywhere. Um, it's my granddaughter's 4th birthday, and she loves mermaids. So I put my
Yeah.
hand up to make all of the mermaid decoration for her birthday.
Right. Very
So
cool.
mermaid's tails, here we come.
Yeah. I think we need some excursions, Paula. We need like thematic excursions where we take our listeners, our audience, on an actual adventure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mermaids are
Yeah.
wicked. I love mermaids. They're like I wanted one of those mermaid tails. I thought that'd be fairly like really cool.
That would be awesome.
Um,
That would
yes,
be so cool.
I think we should go on an excursion to Mount Crawford Forest. Not
Yep.
just yet while it's too hot though, because
No, give it
oh
till March.
yes, we
It's
need to
still
go
really
start
hot in Feb. It's still really hot in Feb as well, so give it till March and onwards.
Yes. Yeah. And I thought we could take the drums and the gongs and all that sort of stuff out to the forest.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yes. Francine said that we need to start with the Build-A-Bear. You're
Oh, you
actually
don't want to go at night. I don't think it will be at night, Yoli.
no,
So,
no.
yeah.
They close the gates at 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So you're stuck there, and you have
In,
to
summer.
forage for berries or something to stay
Yeah.
alive. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'd be stuffed. I'd say, oh, is this edible? Okay, let's give it a go. I wouldn't survive the night.
Fiona said many years ago I saw a mermaid at Port Adelaide when I was a kid back in oldies. Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Right. Ah,
Isn't
right.
it?
I actually,
Probably not. Oh god, no.
I
No.
wouldn't mind that. I think that would be pretty sweet.
Well,
But that's just me.
you
That
can
you know.
stay so you can actually stay at Mount Crawford Forest at Rocky Paddocks.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I do want to do. I do want to camp there and do an outing there,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So you just pitch a
Yeah.
tent, take caravan, camper, swag. It's
Sweet.
only $15 for the night.
Oh yeah, that's all right. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. So anyway, this is going on an
Yes.
awesome challenge.
Yes.
Much love to everybody for being here tonight. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you for the 3 people that came and had readings with us tonight. Thank you for the people that stayed around to have a free reading as well. Alex and I love and enjoy seeing and speaking to all of you. Thank you so much. And
100%.
we will see you all again next Wednesday night.
Yes. And we obviously have our services. If you need a healing, need a reading, please come to us. Paula's got her retreats and her workshops. I've got my palmistry classes as well. If that's up your alley, any of that is up your alley, then please come to us, our business pages, and give us a message. So yes, thank you for joining us, everyone. Yeah, have a lovely evening. It is a little bit warm, but put on the aircon or something, you know, be a bit ritzy, you know. Not just the fan, you know, the aircon, right? And really enjoy it. Have an excellent and a you night, you know. Just take care of yourselves. This is what we're doing here. We're letting you out, so
Yeah.
to play, right?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. All
right.
right, good. Much love to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you all next Wednesday. If you require any of our services, please reach out. If you would like to know more information about that retreat in March, please reach out and I can send you all of the information. And it is a mystery retreat at the moment, Alex.
Oh, that sounds
So the
mysterious.
location is a mystery. Woo!
Sounds good. Sounds pretty good. All right. Now, guys, have an awesome night. We shall catch you next week. Okay. So, bye for now, guys. See ya.
Bye.